Hey there, I'm Ian Douglas. I'm the author of the website techinterview.guide, and I'm here to help people with career advancement and interview preparation. My live stream on Twitch covers topics such as company research, how to build resumes and cover letters, applying for the job, getting through interviews, and what to do during negotiations. I've coached thousands and thousands of people over the years to get jobs at the biggest tech companies in the industry, and I'm here to help you too. The following episode is taken from a longer live stream event and may contain interactions with other people in chat. Check out the end of the episode for more information. Let's get to it. Yeah, let's go. I want to go take a look at these job posts now. Anybody think I should do a job post critique? Anybody feel like redeeming some channel points for me? So these jobs are in Phoenix, Arizona. We got some front end, got some full stack, help desk, IT project manager, QA analysts, network engineers, software engineer, RPG, role-playing games. You make role-playing games? Oh, night transportation. Oh yeah, I see your trucks all over the place. That's cool. Cloud engineer, DevOps engineer, team lead, engineer leader for platform and for support, director of IT security, lots of full stack developer roles, platform engineer. Dang, there's a lot of jobs. UX engineer, senior vulnerability security analyst, system admin engineer, so like DevOps roles, systems integration developer. These look like, I mean, the job titles are cool. All right, thanks, OU Moon. All right, we got to redeem for some critique going on. So we'll jump over here. Tech Titan says tomorrow family and I are doing some downhill mountain bike riding. That sounds terrifying. I like mountain biking. I like downhill skiing, but downhill mountain bike riding, I'm not equipped for that. I would hit something. I would go flying off that bike, and I would really hurt myself. I think sounds fun in theory, but anyway, yeah. Let's dive in on some of this. Let me resize this a tiny bit here, and yeah, let's see what we get. Let me shrink this up one batch here, I think. Cool. Let's go find one of these. So they said they had some entry-level roles. I mean, developer 2 sounds like it will be more junior than developer 3. So let's go see what night transportation is up to. Tech Titan says, you think skiing is expensive? It has nothing on this sport. Yeah. Oh, I know. Like mountain bikes are ridiculous for sure. All right. Well, let's try the clip bot. I need to pay attention to see whether I crash my own bot, because this is all brand new code that I've been writing. So we'll see what happens over here. MPRCD, good to see you in chat. All the full stack and the development team leads are mine. Awesome. Oh, so MPRCD, this is the person, this is the husband of Devilbird. Okay, cool. I thought you were trying to say like, I want all those jobs. You're actually the person hiring for these jobs. Awesome. Cool. Well, I'll try to go easy on you since you're here. I will say sometimes these job post critiques get a little salty, but only because I've been doing this for a long, long time. So sweet. All right, well, let's dive in a little bit. Let's see whether this thing's working. All right, well, that marker crashed. So I've got some work to do. I can only really test this while I'm live streaming. So testing in production, but here we go. All right, so work with the industry leader. As the most profitable and fastest growing truckload carrier, we're driven to innovate the transportation industry. Seeking growth and opportunity with an industry leader. What do we live by? Our people. Cool. We're powered by people and gasoline powered trucks. We're committed to a culture of high expectations and exceptional performance. We hire good teammates who share our values, unselfishly take personal accountability for results, and bring innovative ideas to the table. Cool. Our people are passionate about continual learning, display honesty and mutual respect, and give their best every day. I'm going to move this over here so I'm not like cranking my neck. Join our Night family as we offer results-driven people a place to make a difference in a stable and maturing industry. It's pretty good. It's a little buzzwordy, but it really gets the point across that you you have an expectation on the people that they're bringing ideas to the business, that you're not expecting people to just show up and be told what to do. You want their active participation in trying to figure out the innovation and stuff like that. So, NPRCD says, I don't care. They're mostly from HR. I just get to put in a little input. That's cool. Cool. Job responsibility. So I just picked full stack developer 2. It sounded like the lowest number edging towards a junior level job, but we'll see what we get here. So implement and review web designs that are responsive, provide rich user experience, part of the team that develops Agile. Okay. So what you will do, you'll work with a development team and product manager to ideate software solutions. Design client-side, server-side architecture. Okay, so it's a full stack role. Develop and manage well-functioning apps. Test software to ensure efficiency and responsiveness. Cool. At a really high level, this is what a developer does. Qualifications, what you need to bring. Previous experience in a front-end language, etc. are required. JavaScript is a capital S. I'm pretty picky on that with people that I coach about resumes, like make sure you spell things right. And that's also something to tell companies too. Previous experience in a general purpose modern backend language like Ruby, Rails, Python, Java. So Rails is not a language. Rails is a framework, but Ruby, Python, and Java are languages. You could say modern backend stack, where you could say like Ruby on Rails, Python / Django, Java Spring. If you're going to put one framework in there, then put others. But you want to be careful not to make people think like these are the only options, or that these are the options that the company really likes. But we'll get into that a little bit more. So previous experience in a general purpose, modern, etc. You don't really say what that experience needs to be, which I like. So you're leaving it a little bit open for interpretation. Like, is project experiences okay? Excuse me. Is project experience okay, or do you want like professional work experience in this? Bachelor's degree in computer science. You just lost me on this one, honestly. If they're doing front-end development and they're building on existing frameworks, they do not need a computer science degree of any kind. They really don't. You're going to lose out on a lot of people. A lot of people are going to look at that, even though you're saying or related field, computer science or related field, or equivalent combination of education or experience required. This is automatically going to exclude a lot of people who would be perfect for this job, who are going to look at this job post and go, I don't qualify because of the education requirements on here. And so a lot of people aren't going to apply for this job. This needs to get taken off. You need to just say, if you've got work experience, if you can demonstrate that you have experience working in this, great, go ahead and apply for the job. But putting a hard requirement on here that they need to have a bachelor's degree, that's a 4-year degree. That's automatically excluding a large part of the population who can't afford a college or university degree, who maybe are going through a boot camp or maybe coming through self-taught. Equivalent combination of education, so you're still expecting they've got some level of training plus work experience. You don't quantify it. Like, you don't say like you need a 4-year degree or you need some kind of education plus 5 years of experience. Like, you're not putting numbers on there, but you're still putting a pretty high barrier to entry on here from the education perspective. Most of these jobs will not require a CS degree. I've been in the industry for 26 years. You do not need a CS degree to do this kind of work. If they are building low-level systems where like scalability is like utmost importance, then yes, they will need some of that kind of training, but that's also something that you can train them on. That's something that you can help them learn, give them extra like tuition reimbursement, that they can go learn that little bit of what they don't have on the job, but they do not need a CS degree for a lot of this. And I say this about a lot of job posts too. You should not have a requirement of education on here. We looked at one, it wasn't Sunday, I think it was last Thursday. We looked at one, it's like, have you got a GED? Like, you can apply for this job if you got a GED. It's like, cool, okay. That's better. But a lot of people are going to be coming out of code schools that are perfectly qualified for this job, and they're going to look at this and go, I don't have a bachelor's degree. Most code schools are going to tell them, hey, go apply anyway. But if your HR team is looking at this and saying like, no, we're not going to like consider anybody unless they've got a degree, you're losing out on a lot of good talent. So I would give some feedback like tomorrow to your HR team going, hey, I had a industry pro take a look at this and they said to nix this. I would take out that whole bullet point. If they've got experience and they can demonstrate that as part of the interview, then they need a shot at the job. But don't put an education requirement on that. Must possess interpersonal skills. Yep, absolutely. That's an important part of being on a team. Must be able to prioritize and plan work activities appropriately. That comes with experience. If they are new in the industry, if you're hiring a junior level person for a role like this, they're not going to know how to prioritize things. You're going to have to teach them how to prioritize, or you're going to have to just prioritize things for them for the first year of their career. And so having a requirement that they can plan their own work is going to feel a little daunting to entry-level people trying to come into this job. Now, given that this is a level 2, this might be more intermediate, in which case this is appropriate to have on the job post. I didn't see any that were explicitly calling out like junior level type of roles. Maybe there was on this other page. Full stack developer 1. Let's go look at that one instead. I have a feeling a lot of this is going to be the same anyway. Nope, it's a little different. So cool. Let's look at this one then. So now that we know that this is coming from a junior level role, the reality is they pass everything on to us with any experience, and then the hiring leader chooses to interview them or not. Okay, cool. Faint Signal says in chat, in Canada, our equivalent of community college grads would not have a bachelor's degree either. Yeah, I've got a community college degree from Canada, and I don't have a bachelor's degree. I mean, at this point, I still go apply for those jobs anyway. But yeah, I wouldn't qualify for this job if it was required to have a degree. So I like that the company's willing to be flexible, but if they're willing to be flexible, then take it off the job post. If it's not a hard requirement, then take it off the job post. Otherwise, people aren't even going to apply for the job that could be perfectly qualified and fit in your company culture amazingly well and be really great workers. But they're going to see that and think that they shouldn't apply for the job. Hey, Time Reveal, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. Cool. Let's dive back in here. So incumbents assist with developing web designs that are responsive, provide rich user experience. Okay. So this we found, so full stack developer 1. So this is going to be like more your entry level type of role. So conduct hands-on coding for feature development and test automation. Yep. Attend sprint planning meetings and report on development progress. Cool. Attend scrum meetings, report on progress and escalate any blocks. That's kind of the same sort of, well, no, they're different. Sprint planning and report on development progress. Development progress usually isn't at a sprint planning meeting. A sprint planning meeting is just like, we got everything else done. Here's what we're working on next. If something didn't get finished, that's a whole other issue. But everything should get finished within a sprint. But attending scrum meetings, provide progress, escalate blocks. That's exactly what scrum meetings are for. Manage data for production and test environments. Monitor production systems. So this is a little vague, especially for an entry-level person. Most of them aren't going to have any idea what monitoring even is or what observability is on those systems. And so expecting that someone's going to come in with that experience is going to be pretty rare, unless they're coming in with like 1 year of experience from another job where they've done some of this. But for like a brand new grad or someone coming out of a boot camp, they're not going to have any idea what this even means. Like they're going to go Google what does monitoring a system look like, and they're going to go learn about New Relic and Datadog and companies like that. And they're going to feel very overwhelmed at like, I don't know how to do any of that. So you might want to either expand on that a little bit or put it as like a nice to have, as opposed to this is what you're going to do. Because some people are going to look at that and go, I don't know how to do that. So if that's something that I'm going to be expected to do, then maybe I shouldn't apply for the job. Refine and update technical and business skills and experience through work assignments, advanced tech building, business training, and attending. This is a lot of words. Refine and update technical and business skills and experience through work assignments, advanced technical and business training, and attending professional business industry conferences. This is a lot of words to say professional development. I think you could simplify the language on this bullet point quite a lot by just saying like you are a continual learner, and we're going to provide opportunities for both technical and business level skills through training and conferences or something along those lines. I think you could simplify the language on that a lot. Maintain a positive work atmosphere by acting and communicating in a manner which facilitates the success in order to meet company demands and expectations. Yeah, it's weird that we have to call that kind of stuff out these days, but some people don't know how to act. So I think that that's fine. Proactively work to assist others in achieving the org's objectives. I would probably also put like a bullet point on here too, that they're willing to share what they know with other people on the team and help everybody on the team kind of learn and grow. I think that that would be a fantastic thing to sort of call out. Previous experience in a front-end language, okay, required. Previous experience in a general purpose, modern back-end language like these, again, I would take Rails off of there, is also required. I would say for an entry-level role, this is a pretty big ask, unless they've done like a full stack boot camp. Most devs coming out of like a college or university, they'll have done probably Python, Java, maybe C#, things along those lines. But they're probably not going to, and maybe Ruby, but they're probably not going to have done like full stack web apps as far as like having both front end and back end from that perspective. So I think that there are a couple of things there that we could take a look at. But you know, it's meant to be a full stack job. And so these are qualifications that you're expecting them to bring. One thing I might state here is for bootcamp grads coming out of like full stack programs, they're probably only learning JavaScript for both front end and back end. So maybe list JavaScript in here as a back end language, even if it's not one that you're going to be using on the job. Just that way they can look at that and go, well, I've done back end, but it's none of these languages, even though you say etc. I think it might be beneficial for some of those entry level folks to actually call out JavaScript on here. I think that that would be beneficial. Knowledge of database systems and SQL preferred. So this is now where you're deviating a little bit from required skills to nice to have skills. I would actually separate that. So when I would write job posts, I said, these are things you have to have in order to even apply. This next batch of bullet points are things I hope you have. Like it's like a leg up on all the other competition. If you happen to also have these other skills, that would be in a separate list altogether. And again, I would get rid of the bachelor's degree on here. Must possess and all these things. I think we're fine. We kind of talked about those in the other job post. Competitive starting salary commensurate with experience. If you are open to remote work, keep in mind that some locations, like where I live in Colorado, by law, if you're going to try and recruit people from Colorado, you have to put the job salary in the job post. You have to tell us how much you're paying for the job, some kind of salary band. So that's a requirement now, and more states are going to be doing this as well. I think California is like on the cusp of passing a law for this as well, which would really shake things up for the tech industry. Potential bonus pay based on company performance. Okay. Opportunities to volunteer, give back to local communities. Love that. Comprehensive benefits package, 401k. Cool. Maybe mention whether you do a match on that. If you don't, that's fine. Paid time off. I mean, that's kind of norm anyway. But you may want to specify like how much time off. Is it like 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Is it, unlimited? You may want to mention that. Stock purchase plan. I love that you're calling this out. It gives them the opportunity to kind of invest back in the company. Overall, this is a pretty good job post. Nothing like really drastic other than the education. And then some of the expectations in here are maybe a little heavy for an entry level role. But for what I've noticed over the level 1 and level 2 is you don't actually call out how many years of experience or what kind of experience. And so as a potential applicant for this job, I don't know whether I qualify for level 1, level 2, level 3 based on how much experience I have. And so you may want to put some range in there, like 0 to 2 years experience or 0 to 1 year experience. Or, for the intermediate level, level 2, say 2 years to 5 years experience. And for senior, like 4+ years experience or something like that. It will be a little bit subjective based on their previous work experience, but I think that kind of thing will help people who want to apply for this job have an understanding of which of these jobs do I even qualify for, because you're just saying I need previous experience, but you don't say how much. So I think that you could probably clean that up a little bit, but overall, it's a pretty good job post. And again, I would split out like which of these qualifications are absolutely required and which ones would be nice to have. Bachelor's degree would be a nice to have, but I think that could be down in that next section of like, icing on the cake kind of like however you want to word it, but just say like these are like above and beyond things, that we'll give extra preference to, or something like that. But people know that they can still apply for the job if they don't have those skills. Like I said, a lot of back end, or like a lot of college and university folks nowadays are going to be graduating and they might not have any knowledge of databases or SQL. They might, depending on like what they studied and how they studied, but I think a lot of them are not going to have that kind of skill. But overall, good job post. Thanks for checking that out. I hope that you found it helpful. I always appreciate feedback, so please let me know what you think. I appreciate any subscriptions, so please tell your friends and colleagues about it as well. Check out the website techinterview.guide for more information about when I'm live streaming and all of my free content. Drop by a live stream anytime to ask questions or message me privately, whatever makes you most comfortable. See you next time.